Hello and welcome. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be the start to a new series, and I've gotten some requests for another Muslim playthrough. And it's interesting because I remember when I started the Duke of Bulgar playthrough, I was saying, oh yeah, I'm going to play over here because it's not really well covered. Well, apparently there was a whole another series online already of somebody playing that exact same start, and I said in that video, this area down here is overplayed, and apparently there really aren't any good Let's Plays of this area. So I'm going to take like one of the most challenging starts, I think, in Spain here as a Muslim. We've got two come to mind. There's a couple counts. You could play, apparently you cannot choose this Republic. I'm not really sure why. I do have the Republic DLC, but it's not an option. So you can't play as that guy, probably because he's not coastal or some other silly reason. It's kind of interesting that there's a Republic here and it's landlocked. But anyway, we've got the Sheikh of Cadiz, or Sheikh, however you pronounce that. And then these guys are dukes. So, looking at just counts, we could play as the Count Sheikh Yaha of Almeria. But I'm going to choose the Sheikh of Cadiz. I think this is like the weakest possible Muslim down here. I don't usually like playing down here in Africa because you're just so far away from the rest of the world. It just takes forever to actually get the game going. But we're going to go ahead and start as the Sheikh of Cadiz, and I'm not going to use the ruler designer. We'll just play this way. And I guess just kind of a fair bit of warning on this one. Since I have a number of other series out there, I'm going to probably play this one a little bit quicker than normal. I'm not going to, I am going to be, explaining things and stuff, but I don't want to repeat myself in case you've watched previous series. So let's get things in order. So the very first thing I'm going to do is, honestly, even though he's just a sheik, and I'd love to be able to attack the duke here and like just win a war, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counties. There's just nothing I'm ever going to be able to do to actually beat this guy. And he has a claim on my county because it's de jure part of his duchy. So I'm going to do the logical thing. I am Maghreb. He is Andalusian. So I'm just going to swear fealty to him because he's going to attack me soon anyway. I'd rather swear fealty and then destroy him from the inside out versus having him attack me and destroy my levy and weaken the realm through combat when essentially we're on the same side. We're both Muslim, so we'll just swear fealty to him right off the start. We do need an ambition. Let's first choose to get married. And in the very beginning, since I don't really have any kids at all, and I'm already 63, I am going to play with a lot of wives. Later on, as our realm gets bigger, I'm probably going to have to tone back the family size and employ some clever use of game mechanics to keep our decadence under control. But for now, we need to get married at least once. So let's see who we can get married to. Marriage Finder's not finding too many people. I'm going to actually marry for stats. I want to get some good traits in our family that we can choose from. So let's search the world for women who are not in prison, who are not married, who are any ruler. Actually, let's just choose not ruler because I don't want to worry about that. Any culture, any religion, and obviously, yes, adult. And we'll search by stewardship. I always like my firstborn wife, my primary wife, to have really high stewardship because only your primary wife affects your stats. You get half of the stats of your primary wife. We'll have 3 other wives to go along with her, but those ones are just going to be for making babies, while this one's for making good stats. So, for instance, I like this one. She's 16. I like the strong traits, congenital, so we could potentially get that in our family. 19 stewardship's very high. I don't really like her diplomacy or intrigue, but let's see. Can we find anyone else who has good stats? Good across the board. Like this? No. This is pretty good. Little Frankish girl. She doesn't have any good congenital traits, but I like her spread of stats just a little bit more than this one. Because low intrigue is not good. We're going to need high intrigue to steal the duchy from our duke, our liege. So let's go with, let's take this Frankish girl as the primary. 20 stewardships, very good. Now she doesn't like me very much, but that doesn't matter. She's, no, let's not marry an infidel. Alright, fine. Be that way. A little bit more complicated than before, I guess. We could marry her. What about the strong one? Alright. Let's go with this one. I like the stewardship, martial, and intrigue. We'll go with her as the primary. So you are my firstborn, or my first primary wife. And we're going to wait until that marriage actually gets accepted before I take on any more wives, because if I send out invitations for 3 other wives and any of those people respond before this one, they will become my primary wife. And there's no way to juggle them around aside from divorcing and murdering and things. So we need to go on a Hajj. Kind of strange that we are 63 and haven't gone on a Hajj to Mecca yet, but let's do that. Costs just a tiny bit of gold, gets us some piety. Let's get these vassals in order the way that I like. I like to sort them by opinion. Don't really need a plot yet because we need to wait for my upcoming liege to accept my swear fealty decision. And let's also donate to charity right now, get a little bit of piety since our income is really low, 25 piety, and also helps out with the opinion of the caliph. Okay, and we're off. Alright, so the Duke Abad accepts our sworn fealty. And do we want to take somebody along? Sure, why not? It's only 1 gold. There's our first wife. Fulfilled our ambition to get married. Next up, let's choose another ambition. So, my stats are terrible. I didn't use the ruler designer. Despite being a flamboyant schemer, I only have 3 intrigue, which is pathetic. So let's try to... Let's go with have a son. I want the piety. I do want to improve intrigue, but I don't think we're going to get all the way up to 8 before we have our first son, especially because we're going to go way above our station and actually take 4 wives. With Muslims, depending on your rank, you need to have a certain number of wives. If you're a count, you should have 2. If you're a duke, you should have 3. If you're a king or higher, you should have 4. If you have less than that, you take a prestige penalty. If you have more than that, you get a prestige bonus. So as a sheikh, we're going to take 3 more wives. We're going to have 4 women to play with in bed and other places. But this time now, I'm not going to sort by stewardship because it doesn't matter as much. I'm going to sort by any of these to try to find geniuses. We're just going to try to marry as many geniuses as possible. See, this one, despite being a Frankish Catholic, is willing to marry me. So, sure, we'll take this 16-year-old hedonistic chaste, unfortunately, but hedonism and chaste kind of offset each other. So we'll marry her. There's 1. And really what I want is I want genius, strong, or quick. And ideally lustful, or hedonist. We just need 2 more. Let's sort by martial, perhaps. There's another genius. She's a Finnish. Really doesn't like me. She's zealous. That's okay. We'll still have fun with her in the bedroom. A Sumanusko, Finnish gal. She's a genius. Fantastic scores there. Take her. It's like shopping at the meat market. And how about this one? A Turkish woman. 16-year-old, mystic. She's content, genius. I love those stats. Let's just check one more thing. I want to see if maybe we can find... Maybe someone who's a strong genius would be just such a rare find. Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's go with that Turkish gal. So we can sample. You know, we'll have some fun with each of them. From one bedroom to the next. That's actually a good question. Do they all sleep in one bedroom? Do I just have one big bedroom with multiple beds? Do they all sleep in the same bed? Are they like lined up, ready to go, or I don't know. I mean, how does it work out? Right, so the Sunni heard about me donating money, so we've just gained 50 piety altogether. Now piety is very important as a sheikh, or as any Muslim character, because you get an opinion bonus just for having piety. Normally, you only get opinion bonuses from characters for having prestige. You get one point of opinion for every 100 prestige. But when you're playing as a Muslim, people also, they like it when you are full of piety. So each 25 piety gives you 1 opinion. So already I have +3 with all Muslim characters because I'm a pious sheikh. Now that we are a vassal to our liege, we can start fabricating plots and things on him. So first off, let's try to kill him. He has been in power for a while, so most of his vassals are going to have this long reign bonus. So it would be very convenient for us if he died. Let's see if we can actually get somebody to support us. Not much. Could we bribe his spy master? No, he likes him too much. Alright, well, if we can't do that, can we start fabricating a claim yet. The problem is I have no steward, no intrigue. I'm very, very bad at this plotting thing so far. Could convert to our liege's culture. I don't want to do that. Let's check our advisors. Actually, I need to set them in order. Forgot about that. I could definitely stand for a better steward. First off, let's go and improve relations with not our liege, because he is going to, it doesn't matter really what he thinks of me. But let's go plot and try to make this other sheik, this 4-count sheik, like me better, so that he will help me with plotting to steal the duchy. And at the same time, let's, how's our military technology? Pretty high. Let's just train troops here. And one of the great things about playing down here, as opposed to Bulgar, where we played before, Bulgar had some technology. Let's take a look at the technology screen. For instance, they had, these 5 counties are very technologically advanced, but all of the land around them is just crap. There's no technology in any of the land. Down here in Spain, pretty much all of the territory has a decent amount of technology. All the Spanish land on the south is in the 2s and 3s on economic and cultural, but they don't really get a military advantage. They're all around level 1. So we don't really need to worry about researching economy tech in our single county. We might as well collect taxes. And let's go ahead and build a spy network in our liege's primary holdings, so we can hopefully get him labeled as gay. And we're not going to worry about converting culture or converting religion, because it's already a proper thing. It's already Sunni. And I'm not worried about cultural tech. Let's perform charity. And it has a chance of improving the vassal. So like my what do they even call it? I've forgotten. My wali might be impressed. Might manage to impress himself, in fact. But more importantly, what I'm hoping is I want to get this piety gained, 21% chance, because that will help out with more relation type stuff. Now, if we die right now, we will lose, because we don't have any kids yet. But with 4 brand new 16-year-old girls in our bedroom, she does not look 16. Look at that woman. She's quite hideous for a 16-year-old. But yeah. So gotten that, and I also excuse me, I need to set our technology things in order for now. Let's focus on siege equipment, since it's not quite level 1 yet. Let's also focus on trade practices, since it's at level 1.9. Try to get that one higher level. And Majesty is at level 2.9, so we'll try, hopefully, just hopefully, we'll manage to get lucky and get that 0.68% chance that it pops up to level 3. Other than that, we're not going to see much happen for technology for quite a while, playing as this character. And I'm not going to convert to his culture, I think. Let me check the culture. This is all Andalusian. We're going to end up making the Kingdom of Andalusia, which I think does require, potentially maybe, requires you to be Andalusian, so maybe I will. Maybe I'm going to change my culture from Maghreb to his culture. Now, one of the things I don't like about playing as Spain is just that I really hate the cultural building down here. It makes your cavalry better, but it gives them defense. The reason I hate it is because cavalry are really, really powerful in the pursuit phase, which is when you've routed the enemy and they're not fighting back anymore. So that alone sucks, because if you're winning the battle and you actually get to the pursuit phase, you've already won. You can just chase the army around. It's not a big deal. So having a lot of light cavalry just means you kill the enemy units that you're chasing faster. Whoop-de-doo. The other thing I don't like about it is that you've got light cavalry defense plus 15%. Some of the other cultures, like the Turkish over here, their cultural building increases, they get light cavalry, heavy cavalry, horse archers, increases horse archers' attack, like good stuff. Or even, I think, the Fatimids, what do they get? Oh no, they get the same one that we do. Somebody over here gets something somewhat slightly different. Was it Bulgar? Yeah, like, that is an awesome cultural building. I don't like our cultural building, but it doesn't matter. The only argument that I can make in the opposite direction is just that having increased defense means that your light cavalry survive to the skirmish phase, which is nice. Alright, so we're getting wives. Look at all these pretty young girls. Now, most of them should be pretty pissed off at me because they're the wrong religion and stuff. But again, we're still going to make babies. Can't stop me. But let's see if we can ask any of them to convert. This one has 17 opinion. My personal diplomacy is terrible. Apparently my stats just in general are very, very bad. Let's listen to the old man. Gain 1 stewardship, not bad. My stewardship is terrible as well. Gain some piety for being on the Hajj. And I'm definitely going to take humble. This one is a 33% chance of becoming proud versus a 100% chance of becoming humble. Humble gives me piety and monthly piety. So humble is much better. Pride is, something that you don't really need. Oh, this is a different event. So when Abraham left Mina and was brought down to Al-Aqaba, the devil appeared to him. Gabriel said, "Pelt him." So Abraham threw 7 stones at him so that he disappeared from him. Stone the Jamarat. Sounds good. While journeying home, you are caught in the open desert by a terrible sandstorm. You are forced to seek shelter. Taking comfort in your faith after visiting Mecca, you spend the night in prayer. As dawn arrives, you feel almost invigorated. That's good. Glad we haven't died yet. What do you want? You want to make me marshal. You're not a very smart ruler, are you? I have 8 marshal. Why on earth would you want me to be your marshal? Alright, well, I guess, don't get me killed. I can always stand down. I don't have to stay the marshal, but just don't get me killed. Okay, so our regency is over. We've gained the Hajj trait, which increases our stewardship and gives us even more piety. And more importantly, all of our vassals will respect us better for having gone on a Hajj. Also, apparently we're brave, which is a good trait. We've got a couple good traits. Being brave and gregarious will help us out quite a bit. Man, we have such bad stats, considering how we have some decent traits. Being arbitrary is terrible. I wish I could get rid of that. Let's see. Can we get any more supporters now that we actually have a few more traits and some more piety? No one. No one wants to help me. Okay, how about when it comes to murdering him? Now that I'm marshal, I'll have a little bit more power. Only 1 person there. It's just going to take time, I think. So we'll cancel that as well. And how about any of you? Am I your heir? Yes. City I don't really want. And this other castle I am still heir to. Now I can just revoke it and I would lose 20 opinion from my vassals. But remember, I have 3 of them. 3 vassals that would be upset about it, so it's really not a big penalty. The real cost is that it would cost me 25 prestige, which is almost nothing. In fact, he wouldn't even accept my request, so I'd have to assault and take the castle anyway. And I wouldn't even take the minus 20 opinion, because it's only a minus 20 opinion with other vassals if he actually accepts. So, let's see if we can plot to kill my court. Oh man, he's got great traits. I'd hate to kill him. Then again, I need more land. I need more power if I'm going to take over in the south here. So we'll plot to kill this one. And at the same time, I will request a revocation of this. He's going to say no, but we'll just raise up our men. And now we are at war with him. He actually cannot raise his men, and unfortunately, I don't have enough men to siege him. I need more men. How can we do that? I think what I'm going to need to do is actually disband my men, and ideally he will raise his at some point. Do you want to make the world more poetic, or make more babies? Obviously babies. I don't feel well. I'm ill. Shoot. Hope I don't die. I'm actually pretty old to be ill. This could kill me. Excellent. So we gain piety from our court imam. One of our wives is pregnant, so we are having some fun despite the fact that we're ill. Maybe we're ill from all of the fun we've been having. Good job again, court imam. And I'm alive, no longer ill. That's good. Okay, how can I get enough men to Oh shoot, I know what I should have done. I should have raised his levy, sent it to another county, and then disbanded it. I could have gotten rid of his levy before the actual before the army started, before the war started, rather. Okay, well, I'm going to break this up here. I'm going to try to make these episodes just a little bit longer because of some of the feedback we had after the 500 subscriber episode. I'm going to try to shoot for around 20 minutes an episode just so it's not quite so short. But at the same time, I also don't want to make them so long that you feel obligated to sit down for an hour or even a half hour. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again in episode 2. See you next time.